Hello, welcome to this edition of Mrs. Pilcher's Bookshelf. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Do you remember last week's book? It was about a giraffe. The title was The Giraffe That Walked to Paris by Nancy Milton, illustrated by Roger Roth. This is a true story. And here's the title page. It's another wonderful story published by Purple House Press. I would strongly recommend that you purchase books from them because they are a small independent book publisher and they just have wonderful books. Here's the first page that I read to you. This is the true story of a wonderful giraffe that lived a long time ago. And of course she was the giraffe that belonged to the Pasha of Egypt. They're going to send her to the King of France. And they don't know how to get her there. The year is 1826. Of course, nobody in Europe has even seen a giraffe. There's no internet, there's no television, there's nothing for them to know what a giraffe looks like. So the scientist drew a picture of what he thought the giraffe might look like. Of course, it looks like a little bit more like a horse. Has a little longer neck, but it's more like a horse. So they're very surprised when they really do see the giraffe. So the story is about how they have to get the giraffe from Egypt to Paris. And the best way to do that was to walk her. Put her on a ship first, landed in Marseilles, and then they walked her the rest of the way. And the giraffe ended up living at the zoo in Paris. The people of Paris loved the giraffe very much, and they called it La Giraffe. And thousands of people came to visit her. They put her picture on dresses and shirts and purses and on plates and cups and coffee pots. Women wore their hair in a new style, very tall like a giraffe. And when children went to the zoo to see the real giraffe, they brought gingerbread giraffes and ate them all up. She was quite the sensation in Paris. And so it's just a fun story and a lot of history about France and Egypt, but just a fun story, the true story of walking the giraffe from across France to get her to Paris to the king. And I would again recommend that you purchase this book, especially purchase it through Purple House Press. People were very excited. Another great book to add to your collection. Now, this week's book is a classic. It is a Caldecott honor book. And since school has started, I read to my students a book called Library Lion. And this story has to do with a lion. And let me read you a little bit about this story. It was a bright day with just enough wind to float a flag. Andy started to the library to get a book about lions. He took the book home and read and read. And he read all through supper, and he read all evening and just before bedtime. His grandfather told him some tall stories about hunting lions in Africa. Every story ended with, "And then I gave him both barrels that night." And he dreamed all night long that he was in Africa hunting lions. When at last morning came, Andy woke up. And the rest of the story is up to your imagination. But it is a story about kindness and the power of gratitude. Hopefully that gives you enough clues as to what this story is. So please make your guess. Let me know what you think this story might be this week. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk with you next time.